Hello, everyone. Welcome in. So good to see you. I know we just got out of the other one and now we're back in here. Hi, Linda. Hello. Yeah, Linda, you won't get sound till we start the live. So you were just fine. You were in the right place. Hey, Robin. Yeah, I know. I hope they're looking for him too. You sent me a text? Okay, thank you, Robin. I'll check it. Hey, Deafening Silence. How you doing? Good to see you again. Jen, thank you so much for contributing to our goal. The mods are going to keep you posted on our goal throughout today. Our goal is for, if you want me to come on and stream tomorrow regarding a nurse's perspective on CP's arm marks. That's tomorrow night. It'll be a bonus for tomorrow night after the Lori Vallow Daybell trial. So welcome in, everyone. This is Crime Time Buzz. We are here tonight with some shocking updates. We have a manhunt, a father who is on the run after unaliving. I don't know why my brand's not showing up there. After unaliving his 3 daughters, he is on the run. We have updates with Jack and Lilly and Sebastian Rogers. So we are going, hello, Teresa. Good to see you again. So good to see you all. Thank you for being here. We're just going to jump right into it because I know we've all had a long day. You did miss that? All I Need Is Jesus. It was so funny. It was during, they were talking without the jury present, and she started raising her voice, and then he responded, and she goes, "Don't you yell at me." He's like, "I am not yelling at you." And she's like, "I have been nothing but nice to you." And he's like, I don't believe that's to be true. And then he goes, "Get her out of here." That's what he said. "Get her out of here." It was beautiful. So he has put up with a lot. Well, I want to start tonight with our shocking update about 3 little girls in Washington who have been unalived by their father, who is now on the run. His name is Travis Decker. He is 32. Just going to wait for more people to get in here. Hello, Bluegrass Meadows. Hi, Shirley. Welcome back. We are now doing updates on the Manhunt, Sebastian, and Lilly, and we are now doing updates. Goodness, sorry, y'all. And Sebastian Rogers and Lilly and Jack. So Travis Decker is 32 years old. He unalived his daughters, Peyton, Evelyn, and Olivia. And we are going to get to it. There is a manhunt looking for him. And I'm sorry if my dogs are loud. They are antsy right now because I've been on here most of the day. They are in search of this man. They have found the girls unalived June 2nd, all 3 of them near a campground and within about 75 to 100 feet of the father, Travis Decker's white pickup truck, which he has abandoned. Hey, Justice, how you doing? Hey, Tammy. Hi, everyone. I hope you're having a good day. Is everyone doing well today? Just a tragic story. It's in Central Washington, and we are just going to go ahead and get started. So Decker's ex-wife, Whitney Decker. This is a photo that This is a photo that Whitney contributed through their GoFundMe. By the way, their GoFundMe, it's only happened 1 or 2 times in the history of GoFundMe, but within 1 hour, Whitney, the mother, the grieving mother, raised $1 million to help her. So Whitney Decker, pray for her, please. She lost all 3 of her daughters. She reported Peyton 9, Evelyn 8, and Olivia 5 missing on May 31st. Yes, May 31st. I just want to make sure I have the right date. 31st, May 30th. He was supposed to return with them after a visitation, and he didn't bring them back. And at 8 p.m., she reported the kids missing. Now, something I want you to make note of is they are divorced. And recently, about 9 months ago, and he's a very engaged father. Hi, Wanda. Very engaged father. But about 9 months ago, Whitney had to go in and adjust their parenting schedule. Hey, Joni. Yes, we're praying for Whitney. Oh my goodness, I can't imagine. She had to adjust their schedule for parenting to where he got less time every other weekend, but he was living in his car. He had some mental health issues going on since he got out of the Army. And so could that be what set him off, seeing his children less? We don't know, but he was dealing with struggles. He was in the Army. They were trying to get him veteran services, but Whitney says the red tape just dragged on to where they couldn't get him the help he needed right away. Very heartbreaking story. Now, he is on the run, considered dangerous. They don't know if he's armed, but treat it like he is. If you see Travis, call 911. Do not approach him, please. I'm going to show you maps and everything as to where he is. So let's see. The reason Mom was very upset also, make an Amber Alert. Please put out an Amber Alert. But they noted that on May 31st, the information that they had available didn't meet the threshold of an Amber Alert. So instead, a missing persons alert was sent out. And they didn't have the probable cause at the time. So very, very sad that there was no Amber Alert. The mom feels if the Amber Alert had been sounded, it could have saved the 3 girls' lives. Just devastating. So officers had developed probable cause at the time to arrest Decker for 3 counts of first-degree custodial interference. And they did not realize at the time that the kids were in danger. So they did not sound the Amber Alert. Now, I wanted to show this to you. These are compliments of their credit to their GoFundMe. They've got beautiful pictures out there. Here are the 3 girls. Peyton, Olivia, and Evelyn. Here is their father. Now, I put this picture up for you so you could see the tattoos. Remember, you are to call 911 if you see him. And be sure you stick with it because they have put up a picture that they say they are beautiful. They've put up a picture that they say everyone's looking at because it looks like he's in a tourist area. So I want you to help me analyze that picture. No excuse for taking any child's life. That's right. If he was that freaked out, he should not have picked up his children because just so you know, there's a level of premeditation to this because on May 26th, he had done searches for how do I move to Canada? How do I find a job in Canada? So most likely he's heading to Canada. Now, we don't know if those searches meant he intended to take the children with him or did something go wrong and he lost, his cool and unalive them, or was he always planning to unalive them and take off? I don't know. We don't know. Hi, Olive. Good to see you. And we have a cute little video that was shared on King 5 about the girls, and we're going to play that right now. This is credit to King 5, and thank you to the individual who sent this to me earlier today.
Make room for it. Okay. Decker. Nice.
You can't stop halfway, Abby.
There we go, Abby. Nice. Olivia. Okay, bringing it down.
Nice.
Bringing it up.
That's Peyton.
Bringing it down. Abby, can you check to make sure I'm doing the video right?
This is Peyton.
Oh, okay. Abby's next.
I like feel that.
Peyton, can you make
This
sure
is
the video's
Evelyn.
on?
I wrote my
Can you check? Right? Can you make sure?
Yeah, it is. Wait.
Bless
Yes.
heart.
Kind of, but you were really close.
And this is Evelyn.
It's supposed to be right there.
Okay, go.
It's uneven.
Nice. Abby. Little feet. Nice. Olivia.
Come on, Olivia.
Come
on, Olivia.
You got it. Oh, don't pull the chair. That's cheating.
Oh, let's
Oh.
see if I can. Olivia, move. I did it.
Got my kid.
Wow, right? Please hit the thumbs up. Thank you, Frank. Yes, everyone hit that thumbs up. Please hit that thumbs up. Very cute. And now they are no longer with us. And so very heartbreaking. I am really worried for the mother, you all. Really worried for the mother. Olive, thank you for being in the shadows. Oh, you can't find your glasses? Oh, no, I hope you find them. Hi, Joni. Yeah, that brought tears to my eyes, Joni. Yes, thank you, Jen. Welcome. Hello, everyone in the bush and everyone on replay. We so appreciate you. And hello, members, chats, visitors, subscribers, mods, all of you. Just a heartbreaking story. Let's continue on. They have not found this man yet. It's located, the girls are from Wenatchee, Washington, which is in central Washington, nestled in a fertile valley at the confluence of the Wenatchee and Columbia rivers. It's the county seat of Chelan County and the most populous city in the county. And as of 2020, it was 35,508 people. It sits on the west side of the Columbia River with the neighboring town of East Wenatchee located across the river in Douglas County. This is the man we are looking for. Okay, this is the man we are looking for. Travis Decker, 32, was a very engaged father. This is also credit to GoFundMe. Look at this beautiful picture. Okay, the girls were found June 2nd. They were reported missing May 30th, and they were found June 2nd. It said about 30 miles, but when I did it on the map, it was about an hour away in the campground called Rock Island Campground in Leavenworth, Washington. So it's a nice camping place, hiking. It's near the Icicle Creek River. It's located 17 miles up the Icicle Creek Road. So it's just supposed to be a very nice area. That it's about an hour from where they were last seen when they were picked up by their father. He was supposed to return them. He did not. So, just heartbreaking. Hey, Rocky, how you doing? So this is where they were. They're about an hour from home. They're so beautiful, aren't they? Okay. Sorry guys, I had a video for you that was, oh, darn it. Okay. Darn it. We'll just keep going. It's a press conference they're supposed to have for us. Hold on. Clicking on the press conference. I'll get it for us. Hold on. Let me go to the next one here. What is happening here? Hold on, guys. Okay. Why they can't be found. Hold on. I'll just pull them right up. Hold on. I'll just pull them right up.
This press conference is about to get underway. We're hearing some of the grounds put out by the Chelan County Sheriff's.
This is credit to Fox Local.
Office, and here is where we're going to hear from the sheriff. Let's tune in now.
Distributing with microphones here. We appreciate everyone coming out. We don't have as much information to provide today, but we have been working tirelessly throughout the day with our federal resources, state resources, neighboring agencies. As always, I'd like to start off just by recognizing the Decker family, let them know they're still very much in our thoughts and our prayers. We've been working hard. Peyton, Evelyn, and Olivia are clearly a motivating force for us. A lot of our guys are working with sleep deprivation, but their thoughts are always on the girls and making sure that we're staying motivated and getting the results the family expects out of us. So As we mentioned before, not much to go off of. We have been following leads thanks to the FBI and their analysis team that has been going out, processing social media leads throughout the nation, not just here locally. Following up those leads, we've been assigning detectives, marshal services, representatives to go out and do interviews. We also appreciate the nation police departments. We had one in McCall, Idaho today, was doing follow-ups for us. So we're not just keeping our focus here within Chelan County. We're also focusing nationwide on other leads that are coming out. Again,
the reason they're bringing up McCall is there were a couple of possible sightings yesterday of Travis in McCall, and law enforcement isn't sharing anything more than that. Hey, town chat, come on in. Yeah, town chat says hit that like button. Only about a third of you have. Please hit that like button. Jen, I was just thinking that when he said we're doing the things the community and the family expect us to be doing. I thought, wow, someone who understands why he's there for the community, the families, and the victims. I just thought that was phenomenal. We're doing what is expected of us from the family. Beautiful statement. This is about the Decker sisters, Peyton, Olivia, and Evelyn, unalived by their father, Travis, who is on the run, being charged with 3 counts of 3 counts of kidnapping. He is on the run, considered dangerous. We are listening to this case. Please give this a thumbs up. We do not know where he is. And there is a picture coming up that they say could be clues that he's in some sort of a tourist area. And we will be looking at it because I know I've got some of the great analysts in my community. Let's keep listening. This is full credit to Fox 13 Seattle.
Thank you to those police departments, sheriff's offices, state agencies across the nation that have stepped up to assist us and given us the additional resources that we desperately need. Clearly, this is not the outcome we wanted to see. We were hoping that we could find Travis today, but we are feeling optimistic thanks to our marshals department that has come through and tracked down some good leads that we feel are giving us more of an insight into Travis's mindset, where he may have not gone or may have gone to. And we'd also like to thank the FBI and their behavioral analysts unit that has also gone through, done an assessment of some of the interviews that we've had regarding Travis and made a determination on maybe what his thought process was, what decisions he might have made, and where he had gone. In addition to our detectives also following through some of the financial documents, tracking areas that he had previously frequented, and we're optimistic that we will find him shortly. We'd also like to thank Spokane County Sheriff's Office for coming out, Sheriff Knowles, having their helicopter fly from 6 o'clock this morning to 11, as I understand it. At 11 o'clock, our helicopter was also on ground at the fish hatchery in Leavenworth to fly the Icicle Creek. We also deployed our swiftwater rescue team to go through there and start searching the creek in cases that Travis did enter in there. The water is running pretty quickly now thanks to the spring runoff, but we're optimistic that with our air units up in the sky, looking over the terrain, it's definitely diverse when you're talking about the amount of acreage that we're covering, that we're doing the best we can. We also want to thank Sheriff Myers down in Kittitas County for deploying some of his search and rescue units, checking trailheads on the backside of Chelan County to see if there's any opportunity that Travis might have made it out to that location. We have learned so far through our investigation today that he is well versed in outdoor survival. And talking with his father, it sounds at times that he would go out and would be leaving off grid for sometimes up to 2.5 months. So we also understand too that he at times would do caching. So we understand that that's a possibility that he could have scoped out this area before, put supplies out there, and has the ability and the knowledge to survive for a long period of time. We saw this before a couple years ago when we assisted Kittitas County with a similar case. So we are putting our resources out. We saw our SWAT team today out off the Icicle drainage, checking residences through there, in addition to us still having units out on the ground, continuing to check, in addition to expanding out and looking at local counties. So we're going to continue to do what we need to do, partnering with our federal partners. We will again want to say thank you to the FBI, Homeland Security that has assisted us more yesterday. Also going with the Marshal Services, the Washington State Patrol that has been working alongside of us, along with their detective units. And we've also had a forensics electronic detective going through the cell phone and other electronic items that we've collected on the scene. So we're hoping to gather more information, take that intel that we've gathered today, and continue to press on tomorrow. But at this time, we have not found Travis. My message is still the same. Travis, if you're out there seeing us, we'd like you to turn yourself in. We want a peaceful resolution to this, but we're not going to relinquish our efforts and giving up any effort that we can proceed to track you down. So please turn yourself in. Let's wrap this up and do what's right for your kids. So any questions?
Sir, are you any closer to establishing a motive?
No, and I don't think there'd be any motive that'd be acceptable. I mean, clearly, it's not the decision of a sound mind, and these young girls were a victim.
Was a body discovered in this area you were searching near Leavenworth today?
They were discovered earlier this week. It was outside Leavenworth. You're more up high school drainage around milepost 18. We're on Rock Island Campground, and we do have a map that I think we've already shared online, but it is more of a rural campground.
Was there maybe something related to the case?
Okay. No, there was another individual that was located today, not related to the case, and that was out towards the Big Y where US 2 and 97 connect, but not related to the case.
Sheriff, you mentioned in McCall, Idaho, there were reports of possible sightings, or maybe it was just the fact that the department received tips. Any credibility to some of that? I know you mentioned they did some investigating. What have you learned from that?
I can tell you so far today, we had a possible sighting on East Leavenworth Road. We checked that out. It was not Mr. Decker. We had another one out at milepost 83, US 2. And then, of course, we continue to hear information about other possible sightings from across the nation. As we understood, based off the information we got back, was that the sighting in McCall, Idaho was not our suspect, but we'll continue to work with our neighboring agencies, not only here in the state, but across the nation, to help us track down any leads we do get.
What kind of head start do you think he had, knowing the truck was found Monday? When do you think he started to go out?
Worst case scenario, we could see that he might have gotten a head start on Friday, so he would have the whole weekend to be out there. But we're still tracking it down. We will have our autopsy results. It should be coming back tomorrow, and we'll get a better idea of what kind of time frame we're looking at.
Is there any knowledge that you guys might have of him possibly making his way back to Wisconsin or police?
We're not ruling anything out. So, I mean, we have been in touch with agencies, of course, across the nation, and just tracking down leads. We are aware of other connections he has. We've interviewed friends, coworkers. We're optimistic that we can track down his location.
Sir, he left his truck behind. And did you find in that truck any writing, any note, anything like that?
Our detectives are still going through that process. I know that we worked with the Washington State Patrol Crime Lab yesterday, in addition to our detectives, process all that information. And today, as I was leaving our emergency operations center, we did have members of Washington State Patrol that were processing some of the cell phones we located in the vehicle.
I really like his style. He's great. He's giving them information. They are asking him about the sightings, and he's telling them what happened. He's providing the information that he can. Quite easy on the eyes, isn't he? And I know every time we get a law enforcement or a sheriff in here who's like Grady or anyone who's doing a really good job, what do we all say? Why can't Sebastian? You are welcome, Town Chat. Why can't Sebastian have this? Why isn't Sebastian getting this attention? It's not Sebastian. It's the person who's not giving him the attention. This is what they're supposed to represent. Like he said, what the family expects of me, because that's who he works for. What did you all hear a few minutes ago? Now I want to hear, Roxy. You got to tell me real quick. What did you all hear? Roxy, YouTuber, what did you hear? Hey, 77MCL. He is wonderful. Put in the chat what you heard, girl. Now I'm curious. I'm curious. I'm going to keep playing and I'll be back. I'll be back.
Military training does he have that could be a factor in his ability to elude authorities?
We do understand, and we're getting more confirmation that he might have possibly gone through mountain survival school. But we also know, too, that he's been an outdoorsman since he was a kid. Talking with a parent, it seemed like this was something that he was attracted to, like doing in his free time. So clearly some of the knowledge he's probably acquired throughout his lifetime, in addition to the training he might or might not have acquired through the Army, is something that we're taking into consideration. But we do want to validate what trainings he's actually gone through, and we do have some U.S. Marshals tracking that down as well.
Sheriff, what is your reaction to the fact that he's been out and about, you said, for as long as 2 months? Does that give you room for cause that he is no stranger?
Just so you know, he called in the U.S. Marshals.
To being out and living off the grid for so long?
Well, we're certainly an agency that learns from the past. I mean, we saw this before, I believe, around North Bend. I don't know how many years ago that was, where they had an individual who had been involved in a similar incident and then had dug himself a bunker out there, So we take that in consideration that he may be aware of our surroundings, has the ability to survive, and that's going to certainly make it more challenging, but we're up for that challenge. I mean, we recognize that 87% of our county is not accessible by road. We've been dealing with that over the last 125-year history of this agency, so we're no stranger to that. We're aware of our terrain, and we'll continue to work with our federal partners and U.S. Forest Service that has stepped alongside of us to assist us in possibly closing down some of the trails in the area in order to ensure, of course, that the environment stays safe for anyone who may come to visit, but that we also have access to go through there and start checking all the trails and locations that we believe he may recreate.
Sheriff, the longer this goes on, what concerns do you have about, you talk about the fight or flight mentality and when desperation kicks in? Obviously, there's that survival skills element of it, but the longer it goes on, I mean, we've seen where things often go. Do you have concerns for whether it be those who are out looking for him, just kind of where this could all come together and that mentality someone may have when desperation mode kicks in?
We understand the mentality we're dealing with. We have a well-trained agency. We're a leader when it comes to de-escalation here in Washington State. We were one of the original agencies for that training hub, so we understand that we have the ability to control the pace of situations. We have behavioral health units. We have the ability to communicate with them, and we're going to continue to do that. But our primary goal is to track him down. Of course, we want to make sure that he's safe, but ultimately he will be brought to justice.
Mr. Calvin's press conference saying you're confident you'll find. What makes you confident given all these challenges?
The amount of partners that have come alongside us. I mean, again, I've cited the U.S. Marshal Service, the FBI. We've had Homeland Security investigations. We've had Border Patrol's tracking team here. We've got Douglas County, East Wenatchee. The amount of resources that we put on this right away gives me confidence that we are doing everything possible, in addition to working with the behavioral analyst team and also bringing cadaver dogs. We're open to anything and everything. And so far, despite our limited resources, it's part of our mission statement with the resources entrusted to us. I think that a lot of people have come alongside us to help us out. That's why I'm optimistic. So we're not doing it alone.
You said that you've been in contact with his father. What has that interaction been like with his immediate loved one? What are they telling you about their reaction to this event? How are they handling it?
They're frustrated with the situation, clearly, but this is their son. So, of course, that they have concerns about his safety. But overall, they understand that he does have to be brought in and he has to be held accountable for his actions.
One more question, please. One more question.
Sheriff, I just wanted to clarify. I mean, you said that with this survival skills coming to light here, how does that change moving forward as we get further and further into this investigation on your guys' search?
Well, we understand that he can cover a lot of ground. I mean, certainly, based off what I know from him, he's in decent shape. And he has the ability to go out there, which, if anyone's been out in that part of the county, it's thick. So it's going to make it more challenging for us to locate him, and especially if he's knowledgeable and he knows how to conceal himself. That will make a unique challenge for us. But we feel pretty confident in bringing members of Border Patrol in too, with their experience of working in more diverse terrain, especially along our Canadian border. We have people who are experts in that field as well, and also excel and have the military training as well. I mean, we recognize he's not a subject matter expert. I'm not going to glorify him in that sense. I do appreciate his service, but overall, we have other men and women who are assisting us who are also military veterans and have that kind of background and experience. And I would certainly point out our Forest Service deputy that was able to immediately locate it as soon as we got information about a general area where he's at. We're up for that challenge.
Wow, he's amazing. Bo, thank you for your support for 2 months. Thank you so much, Bo. He is absolutely amazing. Now, what they're talking about is, hey, Ace and PK, hi, Pink Butterfly. What they're talking about is he's former military Army Ranger. He does have some mental health. He'd been trying to get some help through the VA, Whitney said, but the red tape was keeping him from getting what he needed, which is a darn shame. Shouldn't be the case in this country when they serve our country, but that's another issue. And he has survival skills. His dad said he's known him to go even live off the grid for 2.5 months. He's known to store things in different locations that he may need at different times in the wilderness. So they do not know if he premeditatedly stored things around to help him or if he did not. But they did find that on May 26th, he did searches for Canada jobs and moving to Canada. And that is 4 days before the girls went missing. So it shows some sort of plan and premeditation. So they're looking for him, but they don't know how much he is prepared for this. Sorry to interrupt, but I just wanted to give you all a little update. And I have the searches that I'm going to show you, his searches.
So, thank you. Okay, for our media partners, I do have a contact sheet that I'd like to have completed. That way we can easily follow up with each of our media partners. So at the conclusion of this, you can find me if you haven't already signed
So
it.
you've been listening to an update in Chelan County.
I was on mute. Sorry, you guys. Thank you, YouTuber. I saw them put that out, and I will go watch that. I was looking forward to that. But I'm streaming the Lori Daybell trial all day. So if you all are interested or looking for something to happen, it ended, Shirley. If you're looking for something to do during the days, come join us because we are doing the Lori Vallow case. We're going to keep going.
For the search for.
Where is my... Oh, sorry, you all. I had the wrong thing. My bad. Okay. Oh my goodness. I don't know why it keeps saying that to me. Hold on, you all. For some reason, it keeps telling me that our, the things I saved are not there for us. So hold on one second. That one we got. Here we go. Well, I guess we're going to read this one. Okay, we're just going to go. I'm just going to pull it right back up for you here. See if they. There we go. Get off the commercial, and we have 2 press conferences regarding this case, and I just showed you one, and I'm going to share the other with you. Hi, Gypsy. Hey, Passion Flower.
Chelan County, and okay, I am Captain Brian Chance with the Wenatchee Police Department. This is Sheriff Morrison, obviously, with the Chelan County, and I'm going to start out the press release and talk about how we got to where we did just a couple of days ago or just yesterday. So I'll start off and give you a timeline of the involvement of Wenatchee Police Department in this case. On May 30th, at about 9:35 p.m., Wenatchee police officer Corporal Gonzalez responded to a call of a civil complaint. In responding to that call, he interviewed Whitney, the mother of the 3 young girls. There was no reported history of problems with the parenting plan. There were reported concerns of Travis being homeless and financially stressed recently. Whitney was clear that during the exchanges that had occurred in the past, that Travis was very communicative with her in any deviations from the parenting plan. Corporal Gonzalez, after speaking with Whitney, was able to identify Decker's vehicle through a local database called Spillman. He took the vehicle information and was able to enter it into Flock, which is a system of cameras that are located within the city and also in Chelan County. Flock located the vehicle, the white GMC Sierra, traveling northbound across the Wenatchee River Bridge. This was shortly after Decker had picked up the children for the visitation. After this information was obtained, and in addition to information that had been received by Whitney that Travis frequented local hotels and often local campgrounds as well. All local hotels and campgrounds in East Wenatchee and Wenatchee were checked by patrol officers from those jurisdictions, and Decker was not located. Park rangers were also contacted at Confluence Park and made aware of the situation. An attempt to locate was then sent out by Corporal Gonzalez to all regional agencies containing Decker's information along with the vehicle information. After that, Corporal Gonzalez made contact with Washington State Patrol and consulted their unit for an Amber Alert. The information at the time did not meet the threshold for an Amber Alert. On May 31st, Corporal Gonzalez contacted Sergeant Eaton at about 7 a.m. and advised him of the situation. After that conversation had occurred, Detective Brian Hewitt with the Wenatchee Police Department and Detective Sergeant Joe Eaton discussed the incident as well, and Detective Hewitt responded that day to continue the investigation. The family was contacted and additional information was obtained. He learned Travis and the daughters did not arrive at a planned 5K running event that morning, which was out of the ordinary to Whitney. Travis had had a recent history of attending and being present for all the daughters' events and programs. And, at that point, Detective Hewitt started to reach out to some of his contacts at the state and federal levels as well. He enlisted the assistance of the FBI, and with assistance from the FBI, phone location data was obtained for Thursday through Friday, plotting locations in and around Leavenworth. Detective Hewitt then, with that information, went to Leavenworth and started focusing on the areas of Chumstick and Icicle Road, and did not have any success in locating Travis or his vehicle or the girls. Throughout that day, Detective Hewitt had multiple contacts again with WSP, or Washington State Patrol, and continued to provide updates and request an Amber Alert, which still the information that he provided and had obtained did not meet the threshold for the Amber Alert to be activated. However, an Endangered and Missing Person Alert, an EMPA.
Now, Mom's a little upset with that, and we can understand Mom right now. She's lost every one of her children. And thank you, Passion Flower. Hit that thumbs up. Real quick, I'm interrupting. Nicey Marie said thank you for the membership. She was just heading over. Hey, Nicey Marie. And I want to please thank Town Chat Cafe, because she did give 10 Crime Time Buzz memberships, and we have our family reunion tomorrow, 1 p.m. Eastern. Don't miss it. We're going to go over a lot of stuff. Please thank Town Chat if you received the membership. And Town Chat, thank you so much. So generous. And His Eyes, thank you so much. You are very welcome. That's very kind of you. Town Chat, thank you. They're working towards our goal. So I'll share the nurse's perspective on the arm marks. Whispering Winds, thank you. Jen, thank you so much. And Bo, thank you for 2 months of support. You're amazing. Let's keep going with this very thorough update, which we appreciate after what we've been through the last 15, 16 months, right?
Was activated by the Washington State Patrol at approximately 4:00 p.m. I want to explain a little bit that the Endangered and Missing Person Alert does generate a flyer that goes out to all the contacts through that State Patrol Missing and Endangered Person Unit. So that goes statewide. As well, the information for the alert is posted on the reader boards that I'm sure everybody's familiar with on the state highways around Washington. And those were activated here locally on the major ingress and egress highways such as Highway 2 and I-90. Also on May 31st, Detective Hewitt had developed and communicated probable cause for custodial interference first degree, 3 counts of custodial interference first degree, and began assembling the paperwork to obtain those warrants. The following day, on June 1st, Detective Hewitt conducted additional follow-up and completed his initial report and request for the arrest warrants for custodial interference, which were granted and later entered in the system. The following day, which was Monday, the WPD Detective Unit met to devise a plan for the day on follow-up and submitting necessary paperwork for the warrant to ensure that had all gone through. WSP was contacted again, referenced the Amber Alert, yet we still didn't meet the criteria. The EMPA was deemed to be the best fitting alert, and one of the things that I want to share with everybody about that EMPA, because it is a, I'll say, level below or degree below the Amber Alert, it actually comes with an expiration time. And we were able to work with WSP because we did actually reach our expiration for that alert, and it by policy was supposed to have been pulled down. But through good communication, good cooperation, and the relationship that we've built with Washington State Patrol over a long period of time, they agreed to leave that up. And we also enlisted the cooperation of the Department of Transportation as well, who has some input and does actually help WSP run those reader boards as well. So we were able to get that cooperation. And so I want to emphasize that WSP was very good to work with, as was DOT, and we had that information up and available to the public for as long as possible, extending past what the policy said it should have been up there for.
They are explaining why there wasn't an Amber Alert, and it's because at the time they just thought it was custodial interference. He wasn't bringing the kids back. He did not feel they did not think they were in danger. Now, Mom wanted an Amber Alert and wishes there had been an Amber Alert and feels it could have saved her daughter's lives. And of course she feels that. She's lost all of her children. But they here are talking about the things that they are leaving in place, even though procedure says they've been in place long enough, they're still leaving them there. They are taking extra care, extra measures. They've called in the marshals. They've called in everyone they can, because when a child is missing, your ego doesn't matter, right? Hi, Christina.
Also on Monday, CCSO detectives were contacted and assisted. We communicated with them and developed a plan for CCSO detectives to check the areas of Chumstick and Icicle Road as well. Myself, Sergeant Eaton, and Detective Hewitt, shortly after coordinating with CCSO units, contacted the family and requested a meeting at the Wenatchee Police Department with the family and family representatives at approximately 10 a.m. The primary intent of the meeting was to provide an update to the family and answer any questions that they had about the ongoing investigation. The meeting was very positive and focused on maintaining good communication flowing back and forth both directions to maximize the exchange of information. At about 3:47 p.m., a CCSO deputy located the vehicle up the Icicle near the Rock Island campground. Sergeant Eaton and Detective Hewitt immediately responded to there to assist, and I remained at WPD to continue communication with the family and to coordinate additional law enforcement assistance from down here in the valley should it be needed. Upon arrival at the camp, upon arrival up there, the WPD units that responded connected with CCSO deputies that had responded to the scene as well. And from there, they began their ground search of the immediate area around the vehicle. The initial information that we were provided following the locating of the vehicle was that the vehicle was unoccupied. And shortly thereafter, we were advised that the bodies of the 3 young girls had been located in relatively close proximity to that vehicle. And Travis was nowhere to be found. At this point, I'm going to turn it over to Sheriff Morrison and allow him to continue the press conference.
Thank you, Captain.
Evening. I'm Chelan County Sheriff Mike Morrison. I appreciate all you being here. I really want to make sure that I point out that it's moments like these where we see our community coming together, paying respects to those young individuals that lost their lives. I want to pay respects to Peyton, Evelyn, Olivia. Your memory will never be forgotten, and we will not stop pursuing justice for you until those that were accountable for this are found. So I do appreciate everyone being here. To follow up, because I know the Captain Chance has already.
And he spoke directly to the 3 girls. That is all we want, right? We just want them to be acknowledged, right?
He touched on a lot of the topics that we've already discussed. I want to give thanks to the Wenatchee Police Department, Chief Reinfeld, Captain Miller, Captain Chance, Sergeant Eaton with the Detectives Unit that provided Chelan County Sheriff's Office with the information we needed to properly assist them. For those you don't know, Chelan County is a large area. We have 2,900 plus square miles. When you're talking about trying to find individuals in a geographically diverse terrain, it's difficult. But by them doing their investigation follow through over the weekend, we're able to pinpoint it in the areas of Chumstick Highway, Icicle, Tumwater Canyon. I know that many of you here from the area recognize that's still a pretty large area, but we're fortunate to have partnerships with the U.S. Forest Service that funds some of our deputies, specifically U.S. Forest Service deputies that are contracted with us. Our Forest Service deputy was able to go up the Icicle. We're about 18 miles up for those of you who have not been up there. And that deputy was able to locate the vehicle of the suspect. We did back off to make sure we were in compliance with Washington state law when it comes to de-escalation, controlling pace. We called additional units. I know that many members of the community were concerned, asking why we were having deputies, police officers from East Wenatchee, Douglas County, Wenatchee PD, responding at a high rate of speed. This was an important situation for us. We took it as a high priority. Once we had additional units on scene, we did secure the vehicle, determined that we were able to bring in additional resources, which was our East Cascade SWAT team that did an additional search of the surrounding area of the campsite in question until we determined that a perimeter had been established and that it was safe enough for additional detectives and the Washington State Patrol's crime lab to come in and assist us as we process that scene. As Captain Chance already mentioned, that was prompted when we did find the bodies of the deceased. Again, our condolences and our heartfelt sympathy goes out to the Decker family. We know they're struggling, but I want them to know they're not struggling alone. We suffer as a community. It has hit many of us hard. Going on 20 years, I don't think I've had a situation that has really almost prompted tears to come up. We feel for the family, and we see as everyone else is out here, they're not suffering alone. There's a lot of people here supporting them. We were able to do a extensive processing of the scene throughout the night while we maintained perimeter security. Once that was secured, the vehicle was taken back for an additional search warrant. We brought in additional units to come in and assist us. That'd be our federal partners from U.S. Border Patrol, Homeland Security Investigations, the Federal Bureau of Investigation, the Marshal's Office. They did an extensive search today, in addition to the Air National Guard, bringing in aviation supplies to come in, fly over there. We had drones in the air. We've been conducting a search since early this morning up until later on this afternoon. That, unfortunately, has not allowed us to locate the suspect yet, but we are not done searching. As we speak, the Marshal's Office, the FBI, they're processing leads, they're conducting follow-up, and we will not rest until Travis is located. Travis, if you're listening, this is your opportunity to turn yourself in. Do the right thing, do what you need to do, and take accountability for your actions. We're not going to go away, we're not going to rest, and we're going to make sure we find you. You will be brought to justice. Those young ladies deserve it. We will take additional questions later on, but the Sheriff's Office, the Wenatchee Police Department, East Wenatchee, Douglas County, and all of our federal partners are going to continue to work with one another to ensure that justice is served. Thank you.
Sheriff, is their dad still alive?
We are unsure if Mr. Decker is currently alive, but we are taking it that he is still out there. And again, we will not rest until we've located him, whether he's alive or he's dead. We want to make sure that he's brought back.
And for the public that's keeping an eye out for him, is there anything in his records that would suggest that he is violent?
Not at this time, but based off the allegations that are being made against him, we do consider him to be a threat towards the community. We also ask the community to stay out of the Icicle Gorge area for the time being until we can secure that area and ensure that he is not there. That is a big area. We're talking about the enchantments. We're talking about French Creek, going up on those spur trails. It's a popular area that we like to recreate in as well. We don't close it down or encourage people not to go there lightly, but for the best interest of the public, we'd encourage them find other places to recreate until we can ensure that that area is safe.
Can you provide any additional information about?
Can you come a little bit closer, ma'am?
Notice how polite they are also with the community and the media who's asking questions. Ma'am, yes, and we're going to get to questions. Don't worry. They're not rude. I don't have time. I don't have a lot of time. That's what the other one does. And he doesn't do updates, but when he does, he walks to the two he's done. The last one, he walked to the podium going, I don't have a lot of time. I don't have a lot of time. So these guys are showing they care, and that's everything. You are so welcome, Gypsy. Thank you. And that is so important, isn't it? Just to let your community know, and they're letting them know, lock your doors. They've given the community direction, which is what Craddock's community has been begging for.
Thank you.
Would you mind providing a little bit additional details about the scene where the girls were found?
Within reason, but I'm not going to go into a lot of details in regards to the scene because our investigative unit has requested that a lot of that information remain private until we can ensure that the information we are sharing is not going to compromise the investigation. Again, we don't want to rush. We don't want to take any chances that we would give him any opportunity to be able to beat this later on in court.
Is there a belief that he could be outside of this area you guys are searching right now, or is there a strong belief this is the area?
Nope. We have no leads that are showing specifically where he's at. So as we're taking it, he could be anywhere within the nation. And that's why we have our federal partners on scene helping us bring in additional resources that a medium-sized agency like Chelan County would not be able to provide. Again, this is the importance of having those partnerships with federal government and larger agencies, especially Washington State Patrol. We cannot do this without their assistance, and we're thankful for that.
Do you have any reason to believe Mr. Decker might have found a second vehicle to travel in?
That could be a possibility. Nothing's off the table. We're going to continue to actively pursue him, and we understand that he could be anywhere, and we're taking that into consideration. Thanks to the U.S. Marshal's Office that have come in and brought additional resources. Again, the Federal Bureau of Investigations, Homeland Security Investigations. We are searching anywhere and everywhere for him.
Sheriff, thanks for taking our questions. Alex, have you had any contact with Mr. Decker's family?
We've been in continuous contact. I know that Captain Chance and Captain Miller have been in regular communications with them. I spoke to them yesterday and today and ensured them that anything they needed from our local resources, they were available.
So they're cooperating?
They're absolutely cooperating. They have been very supportive of our efforts, and we've reminded them we could not do this. We could not conduct our investigation and have a better understanding of Travis without their assistance. And again, we're very appreciative of what they've done so far.
Is Upper Icicle Road still physically barricaded? Is there a point where the people cannot travel further?
Our barricade will be lifted later on today. Again, we have continued to expand our search further and further down Icicle. Last I heard, we were around milepost 4. Again, we're encouraging people, do not go there. Even if our roadblock is lifted, we are not saying that the area is safe. Until we locate him, we're determining nothing's off the table.
Mr. Decker had a dog with him at certain points. Do we know if the dog was present at that campsite at any point?
We do know the dog was present and that our units, when they arrived on scene, did locate the dog.
Has there been any use of canines in the search?
I would check with our captain, but I am not sure if a dog's been used.
Has there been any other evidence found, phone or anything like that?
There has been other evidence found. We really appreciate Washington State Patrol and their crime lab team for coming in, doing such a thorough search. Our investigative units with detectives, Wenatchee PD, Chelan County Sheriff's Office. Again, we did not hustle this. We went through, we were methodical with it, and we made sure to cover every single thing possible because we recognize the weight of this situation.
Sheriff, a question from our newsroom right now. Do you know if any of Mr. Decker's family members are missing? His dad, perhaps?
We've been in communication with several members of Mr. Decker's family. We know that they've also been willing to cooperate with us. I believe his dad's flying in to talk with us and work with us a little bit further. We appreciate their cooperation as well.
So his dad is not missing?
At this time, I'm not aware of his father being missing or any other members of his family missing. Again, that's just based off the information I currently have. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. We know that our coroner's office, that'd be the Chelan County's coroner's office, is going through that process and will continue to do their portion of the investigation as well. I won't speak on that half.
Have the girls been brought?
No, ma'am.
Home?
What a nice.
They're still being cared for by the Chelan County coroner's office.
Was there any sign of any other vehicles in the area?
At this time, we have not gotten an update for what additional information has been obtained today. We just know the investigation is ongoing. We'll conclude it at that. Appreciate it. We will have another press conference tomorrow. I believe that's going to be at 1800 hours. Again, we appreciate everyone being out here showing support for the family. I can tell you they do appreciate all of you being here. We spoke with them. This is the kind of support you like to see from our county. It really represents what Chelan County is all about. And again, the family thanks you for that. And any information that you have that could assist us with the investigation, please continue to bring that information in. We do have the FBI, in addition to members of the Wenatchee Police Department, Chelan County Sheriff's Office, that is working leads, following up on them actively, and we have analysts going through data online as well. We are taking this serious, and we'll continue to do what we can to assist. Thank you.
Okay, I am Captain Brian Chance with the Wenatchee Police Department. This is
Oh my gosh, I was just talking to you all. Okay, sorry, I was muted. Yes, very easy on the eyes. He left the dog behind. Was the dog alive? Thanks, Whispering. So I didn't hear about the dog. So did the dog end up at the animal shelter? Oh my goodness. So you were just typing muted, haha. So I was muted, so excuse me. But yes, very great law enforcement. The sheriff is just phenomenal. And they gave a very thorough update. They spoke to the girls, which was just, he spoke to the girls and told them that, I'm going to cry, that he was going to get justice for them. So, you know, hi, SI officer, good to see you. That is just very, very touching. Now, this great press conference. Now, this is the father. He looks different in almost every picture. Now, the dog was found in his truck. You heard. Thank you, Joni. Thank you, Town Chat. So we've heard the dog's alive, but we don't know where it is. Hi, Melissa, with twos, with ones. How are you? Good to see you. Thank you for being here. Okay, so here is the image that they have put out that was given to them. And they believe that this is, people are saying this is giving clues that he may be in some sort of a touristy area. So if you want to screenshot this, because you all are masters at looking for detail. So they said this could prove he's in a touristy area. So let's go ahead and, you know, take a screenshot of it, look at it, study it. I don't know why it says it seems like he's in a touristy area. I don't know where it was taken, Ginger Snap. They just posted this in one of the articles and said this, you know, is a picture that they put up. I guess he was spotted. Let me see if they know where he was spotted with this picture. Hold on one second. Okay. It doesn't say, it just says this kind of shows that he could be in a touristy area. I want to show you the searches he was doing. Oh, here is Travis's Facebook. They gave it credit to GoFundMe. So it's still open. If you want to go on his Facebook page and look for any clues. Okay, this is it right here. Travis Decker, 68 Friends. But there's something I want to show you real quick before I get to other things. Okay. This is what I wanted to show you. And it kind of lends towards a premeditated plan. Oh, was it debunked? Not him? Okay, maybe I heard wrong. I was on trial all day. I was in the trial all day, Roxy. So maybe you may be right, because I was 7 hours in Lori Daybell's trial. Okay, so premeditation. Number 1, was it a kidnapping gone wrong? Was he planning on taking the girls to Canada with him? Or was he planning the M and him fleeing to Canada? The reason I ask this is on 526, he searches these searches, and they are, he visited May 26th. Now he didn't return the girls on May 30th. May 26th, he visits visited Find a Job Canada. That was at 5:55. He searched for Jobs Canada. He again searched for Jobs Canada. Same day. He also searched right before that how to relocate to Canada. Also on May 26th, he searched how does a person move to Canada? Okay, so that alone shows some sort of a premeditation. And that's why the law enforcement said that they're watching the Canadian border. Can I show you the tattoo on his right arm? Absolutely. Absolutely. Let me go back in. I'd do anything for you guys. On his right arm. Okay. Does that help? Yeah, it means it was planned. Shirley, I agree. So he was looking up searches. My question is, was he planning on taking the girls with him? And something went awry? He panicked? I don't know. Does that help? If you all want to take pictures of those tats, go ahead and do that. What is that of on his right arm? Is that an alien and a UFO? I can't tell. I'm so bad at those images. You got thrown out of YouTube, Retha? Oh, it happens to me all the time. I throw myself out. Oh, you meant, oh, gotcha. Okay. Hey, Jules. Sorry I missed thanking you earlier today when you gave a donation for the doggies. Yes. Yes. And thank you again. I'm sorry I forgot to thank you. And whoever received Town Chat's amazing, generous gift of 10 Buzz memberships, please make sure you thank Town Chat and welcome in and be at our family reunion tomorrow, 1 p.m. Eastern, and it's one you won't want to miss. Okay, yeah, he'll probably be covered with clothing. Let's keep going. I want to give you some more of the information. This poor mother, bless her heart. Okay. Okay. Now, they called in and welcome into the family, those who received those memberships. Law enforcement called in just about everyone they could, including the marshals. Oh, thank you, Laura. Including the marshals. Okay, they have national park trails were closed during the manhunt, updated 12/30 Friday. They have the National Park Service has closed trails within the North Cascades National Park Service complex while authorities search for accused murderer Travis Decker. He's going to be charged with 3 counts of M and 3 counts of kidnapping. NPS announced the following closures: Pacific Crest Trail within the park complex, Agnes Creek, Old Wagon, and Bridge Creek Trails, Rainbow Lake Trail, Rainbow Creek Trail, McAllister Lake Trail, Twisp Pass Trail to United States USFS border, Stiletto Spur Trail, North Fork Bridge Creek Trail, Upper Stehekin Valley Trail, Flat Creek Trail, Thunder Creek Trail from Park Creek Pass to the junction with Upper Stehekin Valley Trail, Upper Stehekin Valley Trail to junction with Horseshoe Basin Trail. Wow. So they have closed all this off, and you heard him say, if you don't see markers up, just stay away from the area, please, because you know we're looking. Town Chat says, anyways, the reason I was asking about the tattoo is there was a guy that the LE is looking at that walked into a Staples store, so I wanted to compare the tattoos on his arm to Travis's tattoos. Do they look the same, Town Chat? Apparently, Charlene, the dog was alive. Thank goodness. Town Chat, were they the same? And was that a recent update that they're looking for someone who walked in? Hi, Cheryl. Oh, okay, gotcha. So they weren't a match, but was that an update that I missed? Hello, Cheryl Webb. So Mom has a GoFundMe out. Thank you, Jules Kelly, for asking. Mom has a GoFundMe out, and it has happened just a couple of times on GoFundMe, but within 1 hour, she raised over $1 million. So she has a GoFundMe, Jules. Thank you for your sweet donation and being so thoughtful for the mom. Yes, it is in Stephenville, Texas, by my area. Oh, interesting. Okay. Well, also one thing I want to point out to you all is that law enforcement told cabin owners and people around to be aware. And they, in a press release Thursday, Chelan County Under Sheriff Dan Osmond asked citizens who own cabins or reside in remote areas of Chelan, Coquitlam, Snohomish, King, and Okanagan counties to be aware of Travis Decker and that he is still missing. That's scary, right? We don't know who has the dog. That's what everyone was talking about. They wondered what happened to the dog. Now, the siblings were likely suffocated to death, cops said. They were found about 75 to 100 yards away from Decker's truck, which he was living out of at the time of the M's. Decker was nowhere to be found at the gruesome crime scene at Rock Island Campground in Leavenworth, Washington, about 2 hours east of Seattle. So you know, I'm going to give you a trigger warning right now. He was wearing, light shirt and dark shorts. He's 5'8". Now, what was I just going to say? The girls were found with zip ties around their wrists and plastic bags over their heads. And there was a bloody handprint on the truck, the abandoned vehicle, and they said it's more adult-sized. So they don't know if that's Travis's or they don't know if there was someone with Travis. Just craziness. Okay. Law enforcement also tells their residents are asked to see now how they're communicating to their community. These are the things we need you to do to stay safe. These are the things you need to worry about. These are the things you don't. See the communication? It's unacceptable when a community does not receive communication. They pay their taxes. Residents are asked to take the following precautions. Ensure all doors and windows, including those in the cabins, sheds, and outbuildings, are securely locked. Now, this one's interesting to me. Keep blinds and curtains open. That one was interesting to me. Why keep the blinds and curtains open? So you can be aware if anyone's around? Is that what you think? Hey, Ann Reynolds. Leave exterior lights on at night. Safety reason, June is safety month. If you live, alone or not, intruders say, I had someone install some Ring cameras, a year or so ago, and he works with the prosecutor's office, and he said, and he works with a lot of the parolees, and he said the number one thing they say deters them from a home before like not breaking into a home or not going to do something nefarious. Number one is a dog bark. Number two is they have their lights on outside. So just a little safety. Buzz, can we maybe have a planned minute of prayer and poem tomorrow? A prayer and plan tomorrow a prayer for mom to give her strength and love, and a prayer, light a candle for the 3 girls to guide them to heaven, please. Yes, we absolutely can. You know what? We can do that. Why don't we do that? Should we do it in Unplugged tomorrow? Gather together in a little vigil. We'll do Unplugged before the trial tomorrow. Or there is no trial tomorrow. That's right. Yes, we can absolutely do that. Absolutely deafening silence. That's a great idea. And we can plan that tomorrow. Maybe I'll do an Unplugged and we can do it. But we will get together and we will say a prayer and lift that mother up for strength and light our candles. Yes. Thank you for that great idea. Yeah. What's the royal blue? Do you know why that is? So is that so they can see what's going on? Okay. Yes. Keep blinds open and lights on at night. I knew the lights on so you can see any movement. Interesting. Thank you so much for that. Okay. Then they also say, please know that law enforcement professionals are patrolling at all hours. Now, can you imagine if Stafford Court neighborhood had received that? They didn't. They got nothing. Even when they made calls, cars weren't sent at times. Please know that law enforcement professionals are patrolling at all hours in all spaces throughout this region. The Chelan County Sheriff's Office warned residents in nearby Chelan, Kittitas, King, Snohomish, and Okanagan counties. So they are really communicating. Yes, Laura, they won't though. They won't. They just don't. The best I think we can get is that they don't reelect him or they recall him. Right? But they are probably watching this and seeing what a sheriff does. Yes, we get a break from Daybell. My goodness, she's a handful. So if you see him, you're supposed to call 911. Now, do I have anyone from Washington in here today? If you see him, now I know a local reached out today. Her daughter lives there in that, what's it called? It's such a hard county or hard town to say. But her daughter lives in that town. And they're just devastated that this is going on. So, and you are supposed to call 911 if you see him. Do not attempt to approach or contact him. They do not know. And I don't know where the blood's coming from for the handprint. That was a great question. But they said it was a very gruesome scene. I don't know if there's anything else. Thank you, sweetie. Thank you for your donation. Thanks, Jay. You are more than welcome, Panda Bear's mom. Thank you for being here with us. Good night, Robin. I know we've had a long day. We've been on here since, well, we've been on here for about 9 hours now, haven't we? Okay. So we will see you tomorrow, Robin. And I will reach out regarding Monday. Don't forget, everyone, Monday, Robin is telling her story about her sweet baby girl who was taken from her. And she has to keep fighting that fight to keep him behind bars. So we're going to hear Robin's story. She is Nicole's voice, her sweet baby girl, on Monday at 8:30 Eastern. Please join us. So he is communicating. Call 911. Call the Okanagan County Sheriff's Office, 509-422-7232. Submit a tip online at co.chelan, chelan.wa.us/sheriff/forum/submit a tip. Or call Chelan County tip line at 509-667-6845. I would love to know if you called that tip line, if that sheriff's tip line says, if you're calling to leave a tip regarding the Decker children, because Sebastian's does not. You get answering machine, hit 1 for this, 2 for that, 3 for this, 4 for that. Never mentions Sebastian's name. Never says to leave a tip, press 5. None of it. I say those 3 really fast. Yeah, those are names. The local who reached out said she's getting a kick out of listening to everyone try and say all their names because they're based on natives, right? Very interesting. So they are very on top of their community, making them feel safe, caring about what they think and feel. Like he said, we're doing everything we can that the family would expect. So there's the premeditated Google searches. May 26th about how to find a job in Canada. How do you move to Canada? Then he picks the girls up on May 30th, doesn't return them on May 30th at 8 p.m. as supposed to. Missing child report is put out, not an Amber Alert, because they thought he was just custodial interference, didn't realize the girls were in danger. The girls are found on June 2nd at near the campground. Poor mother. Okay. This that I'm sharing with you was the June 3rd Vigil and press conference. So what they did was apparently they were doing a vigil, and law enforcement also came and did a press conference. Yes, prayers for Robin. It's a heartbreaking. Yes, we have done Jonathan Hong, and I haven't done him in a little bit. We have compared, yes. And you know what? Town chat, and I'm sorry, y'all, I'm changing subjects real quick. Town chat, everything Jonathan Hong's family has done because they were frustrated with law enforcement is the route we need to take to get law enforcement to pay attention to Sebastian. And yes, I'm so glad you said that, because I've done about 3 on Jonathan, and we need to bring his case out back in, because Jonathan Hong, autistic, is not home either. And the conditions of his disappearance are quite like Sebastian's, except for he has a family advocating that law enforcement is not going to ignore them, just like Seth. But Seth only has Seth, right? Jonathan has, his whole family. Seth has just Seth. Sebastian's mother has chosen not to help him out in some ways. So in most ways, in my opinion. But yes, absolutely. Jonathan's going to be, yes, we're going to bring Jonathan back in next week. Summer's coming in this week, as is Kyron Horman and Michael Vaughn. So, and that is coming up this week, plus our updates with Sebastian in these cases right here. But this upcoming week, look for Summer, look for Jonathan, it's Kyron Horman and Michael Vaughn updates as well. And then also, of course, our wonderful Robin on Monday night. So thank you for all your suggestions. And then, of course, we'll do a prayer tomorrow and a candlelight in our maybe unplugged tomorrow for this family. We can even do it in members too. I forgot it's Saturday. I'm glad you guys said that. So let's listen to this. So law enforcement did come apparently and did a press conference. This is credit to Wenatchee World. We're going to get that up there. Sorry, it's their win.
What we have is each other. As in Psalm 27, the Lord is my light and my salvation. Whom shall I fear? The Lord is a strong like this, where we lack vocabulary, that we have a reason to be thankful, and it's thankful that we have brothers and sisters.
We don't have a fast forward button or an erase button. What we have
is each other. As in Psalm 27, the Lord is my light and my salvation.
See all those people?
Whom shall I fear? The Lord is a strong like this, where we lack vocabulary, that we have a reason to be thankful, and it's thankful that we have brothers and sisters.
That was quite a turnout, wasn't it? That was quite a turnout. Yes, Panda Bear's mom, I did see your email about Devlin Tate's news coverage. Yes. And someone was in contact with Devlin's family who was going to let me know if they wanted to talk to me about their case. So yes, I know, Teresa. I'm writing down Devlin right now, Panda Bear's mom. I am. Devlin's on my list too. I'm sorry, you all. There's just so many children And I'm trying to do my best to get some of them out of there, right? And bless those people who are out there supporting that mother. And, you know, right now I would like to lift up Whitney Decker, that she is surrounded with love, with peace. And I know only God you can give her that peace right now. The loss of her 3 babies is insurmountable. And only you, Lord, can give that peace, that coverage, that love that she needs right now. Help all of us know how we can help, and bless those little girls. Amen. And we'll see you in the morning, or we'll see you soon. You're going to go try and sell some stuff. Well, I'm so glad you popped in, Ann. Thank you so much. And my heart breaks for that mom. It's choking me up. So Decker, I'm just going to start reading so I don't start crying like a big old baby. These things really affect me a lot. How can we support the mom? Her GoFundMe, I would think. Not tear her apart on social media. You are so welcome, Panda Bear's mom. Not, always there's going to be individuals who aren't nice, who say, well, why did she let him go with him if she knew he was having mental health issues? Just ignore all of that, right? Right. And just support this mother who, I don't even know what to say. It's hard, right? Oh, it looks like a parachute. Oh, he's a paratrooper. Okay. Yeah, good eye. Good eye, you all. Yeah, it's really hard. You still have your porch light on in green. I do too. You have a soft heart too, Retha? Yeah, I do too. And it's just heartbreaking for the mothers and the parents like Seth and now Whitney and Desiree, Kyron's mom, and Brandy. All those parents who are suffering, right? And then it's so hard to watch the parents who don't suffer. Let me show you the map. I have a map on here. I thought I put it in here for you. Did I not map? Let me check. I should have a map here for you all. Did I not put the map in? I guess I didn't. Yes, let me show you. I had maps out. What was your question? How far was the campground from? Okay, that's exactly what I had. They were from, how do I say that again? I had it. Oh, I have a picture of it. Let me just pull the picture up. Hold on. Because I did take a photo. Yes, okay. I will email it to myself right now and then just open it for you all. Okay. It was about an hour. Now, the news said 30 minutes, but when you actually put it in, it's about an hour from that town to where the campground was. And I'm just going to, it's waiting to load, and then I'll share it with you all. While we're waiting, there. Decker, who was most recently living out of his car, as his mental state was reportedly deteriorating, which is why mom went in and changed the parenting plan. He's a very engaged dad, but because of his instability, he couldn't quite care for the kids. So he went to every other weekend about 9 months ago, which could also be a contributor to his mental health, right? He's believed to have been an elite paratrooper and a member of the Washington National Guard. He frequently engaged in hiking, camping, survival skill practice, hunting, and even lived off the grid in the backwoods for approximately 2.5 months on one occasion, Stanley wrote. That is his father. Let me go ahead and open real quick. I'll get that opened for you and show you. Okay. This is, so where you see, sorry, just lost my space here. So where you're seeing, this is where the kids are from, Wenatchee. This is where the campground is. So it says an hour and 7 minutes to the campground. Now, if people were Googling Leavenworth, that's probably where they got the 30 minutes, right? 30 some minutes. But the campground to Wenatchee, now we don't know exactly where they lived, but it's about an hour away, northwest. And I hope that helps. Where's my, okay. Okay, so this, oh, sorry, I forgot I was sharing. This is his, he looks different in every picture. He has long hair right now. Okay, he is, thank you so much, Joni. That's so sweet. Much love, everybody. Love back at ya. He has longer hair right now. He frequently, like they said, he lived off the grid. Remote areas throughout the state have since been temporarily closed as multiple agencies continue their manhunt for the triple slay suspect. The Enchantments Trail and mountain region will be closed until at least June 18th. And campgrounds and trails in parts of the North Cascades National Park and the Pacific Crest Trail have also been shut to visitors, according to authorities. Now, one of the locals thinks that's where he is on the Pacific Crest Trail. So. And that is Olivia, Evelyn, and Peyton Decker. May they rest in peace. May they rest in peace. And may her mother have some sort of peace. I can't imagine. No, I hope not too, Retha. I hope not too. It sounds like they had a decent relationship because she said he's a very engaged father, you know. So the reward is up to $20,000 for information leading to his arrest. Okay. Oh, so he took the girls out of the jurisdiction. Oh, where they were supposed to have the visit. Okay. Sounds right. Mm-hmm. You're right, Shirley. Okay. Whispering said, police along with the FBI worked to narrow down the search area Monday and found Decker's truck near the Rock Island campground about 20 miles northwest. 20 miles northwest. That's interesting. That's not an hour. I'll have to remap it. I'll remap it, y'all. Yes, Whispering. All my mods are fabulous. All my mods are absolutely fabulous. And I appreciate you so much. Okay. Lilly and Jack Sullivan reported missing May 2nd, 10 a.m. They were not in school May 2nd because of Lilly had a cough or a sore throat. A cough. She is 6 and little Jack 4 did not go to school because Lilly was home. They did not go to school Thursday because of Lily's cough, which was June 1st. Which was May 1st. Wednesday, April 30th, school was closed for teacher work days. You know how we have our meetings and everything. And Tuesday, the 29th, was the last time Lilly and Jack were at school. Their school is Salt Springs Elementary. Tuesday was the last day, and the bus driver dropped them off. And we thought originally that was the last time. Oh, that's so sad, Deafening. That's so sad. Says she appears she didn't really want a divorce, but he couldn't get the help he needed for his mental health. Hi, Hope Floats. Thank you for being here. Okay, that's heartbreaking. That's heartbreaking. So, and Lilly and Jack were last seen on Tuesday by the bus driver. And then after law enforcement started investigating, they found out that the kids were seen in public May 1st around 3:28 p.m. in New Glasgow. New Glasgow is where Malia is staying right now. You'll see it on her Facebook. She is from Truro, which is where Dylan Ehlers went missing. She's from Truro, but staying in New Glasgow. Now, that is where they saw the kids last out in public with family members, 3:28 p.m. After that occurred, law enforcement backed it up even more. They said, we want footage of Garlick Road, the road the kid's house is on. We want footage from Garlick Road, dash cams and CCV going all the way back to April 28th, excuse me, I'm getting the cases mixed up. April 28th, which was the Monday, to the Friday, May 2nd at noon. So April 28th at noon, Monday at noon, to Friday at noon, after they were reported missing. Interesting that it's the noon time. Interesting that's the noon time. So I don't know if they are looking for, if the kids, who brought the kids home after New Glasgow on the 1st, if they are looking to see if anyone drove out with the kids after that, if they are looking for strangers in the area, because there have been attempted snatchings in the area lately. So we are going to really, and law enforcement says scammers are now trying to cash in on Lilly and Jack's search. So we're going to begin there. We are going to begin there. I hate it when it gives us all these ads. Scammers attempting to cash in on missing Sullivan kids case, search and rescue group. Oops, sorry. You're not where I am. Hold on. Okay. Let me enlarge it. This is the one we'll share. Okay. Make sure you have it there. Halifax Search and Rescue doesn't use third-party fundraising platforms like GoFundMe to raise money. And this was put out June 4th. Today is June 6th. Lilly and Jack were reported missing on May 2nd. This photo was taken on the first day of school, September of 2024, so last year. A Halifax search team warns Tuesday that fraudulent individuals and organizations are impersonating them and asking for money under the guise of trying to find Lilly and Jack Sullivan, the two Pictou County children who have been missing since May 2nd. Please be advised that we do not request donations via third-party fundraising platforms like GoFundMe or direct messages. In an interview with CBC's Main Street Halifax on Wednesday, Paul Service, the chief director of Halifax Search and Rescue, said the organization recently learned that an online fundraiser purportedly intending to help launch a drone search for Lilly and Jack Sullivan. And that is not a legitimate fundraiser. At the end of it, it listed Halifax Search and Rescue as a beneficiary of the search if they didn't use all the funding. And certainly, we're not aware at all of that campaign, so we are not endorsing it. He said it's unfortunate that someone would try to take advantage of the case of missing Sullivan children, but he sees it happen with other high-profile searches. There's potential opportunity, There's high traffic in the media right now on the file, lots of attention, so they're able to generate based off of interest on that. Service said the fake fundraisers tend to originate outside of Nova Scotia. He said he's seen one from Ontario and another from the United States. So they're really not local, and that's something that people should be looking for. Service said the latest fraudulent fundraiser was brought to his attention by people who saw it online and asked him about it. The Halifax team gets its funding from the Halifax municipality and the provincial government, and also carries out local fundraising efforts. He pointed out search and rescue organizations hold their fundraisers within the community, such as Sheet Harbor SAR Fish Derby and the Pictou County SAR raffle. What people will do, right? What people will do. Also, wanted to say, that we have a message from the kids' school, which is important. We haven't really heard from their school. So it was nice that Salt Springs Elementary posted about the vigil that they had this past Monday. Sorry, I'm looking. Yes. Now, Daniel claims that the kids never went to Malia for anything, that they always went to him. Now, that's Daniel's claims. He claims that when the kids needed something, he was the one who helped the kids. Okay. Now, Salt Springs Elementary, where the kids attended school, in Jack being only 4, I did check. They have a pre-primer class, which is your little pre-K classes. And they state that we are grateful that the community continues to bring awareness to the search for Jack and Lily. We are asked to share this event with the school community should people wish to participate. And it was the candlelight vigil for Lily and Jack. Let's light the way home for these beautiful babies. Monday, June 2nd, 2025. And that was past Monday in Stellarton, Nova Scotia. Daniel was there. I didn't see Malia there. Daniel was there and Grandma. Let's go ahead and watch. This is credit to CBC News.
Tonight is about saying a prayer, and we're going to light the way home for them.
A paper lantern for 4-year-old Jack, another for 6-year-old Lily, released into the twilight sky as a beacon of hope.
Illuminate the path for Lily and Jack. Guide their footsteps home.
One by one, people placed candles, teddy bears, and angels outside the Stellarton RCMP detachment, a growing memorial as many questions are still unanswered.
Investigators remain committed to exploring all possibilities surrounding the children's disappearance. We want to thank all those who provided tips and information. Please know that we're fully engaged in finding out what happened to Lily and Jack.
Some family members of the 2 children looked on as dozens of community members showed they care.
It's like every parent's worst nightmare. You don't ever want to have to ever go through something like this. And I think it's good to show them that their community is here for support if they need it.
Search and rescue volunteers have scoured a total of 8.5 square kilometers surrounding the children's home. The latest search happened this past weekend when crews focused on a pipeline trail where a boot print was previously found.
Tell me what that's been like living here in this community and having to watch this unfold day after day.
It's hard because with Facebook, you're on Facebook every morning, check and see if there's an update. You go to the RCMP site to see if there's an update, and then you hear about searches, and your heart just breaks every time because you pray that today will be the day that they bring them home.
Angela McIver, CBC News, Stellarton.
Yeah. I like that the Mounties showed up for the vigil. I really like that. Tone Chat says, Crime Time Buzz, it sure would be nice if Sebastian's church would have been nice if they did that for Sebastian Rogers, for a church, in my opinion. Well, let me give you a little piece of news. Tone Chat, his grandparents attend a church called Freedom Church in Gallatin, and we were told they all went to that church. Now, there was a youth pastor. He was a youth pastor. Now he's a pastor at the church. He was a youth pastor who has a true crime YouTube channel. Huge. He covered Riley Strain because it was in the area. He covered, do you remember when the jailer White helped that big guy get out of jail, the other White? There were 2 Whites on the run. Remember that one? They were on the run, and that was a manhunt we had about 4 years ago. He covered that because it went kind of around the area where he was. He covered that, but yet he doesn't cover Sebastian Rogers, who is his local high-profile case. And I find that very sus. Very sus. True Crime Channel never covers the local child, but will cover other cases. You see a policeman in the background taking notes when one policeman was talking. Unbelievable. I mean, we're not used to what we're seeing because of what we've been seeing, right? And yes, I would love to send the video of the press conference of the sheriff in Washington. I would love to send that to you know who, but I won't. Okay. This is full credit to It's a Criming Shame. I got it from Evil Exists, who got it from It's a Criming Shame. Okay. These are Malia's texts to the paternal grandmother. And she's saying, have you heard anything yet? And I know they're hard to see, but I just want to share with you. Were they going to school? Please keep me updated. And Malia was saying, no, I was keeping them home today because they were sick with a cold. And they go outside and the back door, and we can't hear that door, and they got outside. They like exploring the woods. Okay. And then she says, I can't believe this is actually happening right now. This is the grandma. I never thought that. And then she says, I never thought they would run off on me. I'm sorry, this is Malia. This is the grandma. Okay. I never thought they would run off on me. I'm so distraught. Now, this is something I want you to notice. Malia wrote, they like to wander a lot. They like to wander a lot. We are going to listen to Malia's interview, the only one she's done. Oh, I sure will, Bo. Thank you. It'll probably be in the morning, you all, because I've been on since the trial this morning, and I need a little break. My dogs need a walk, and I'll check my emails in the morning. But so she says they like to wander. Now, in her interview, she says, you know, they know not to go outside without us. They don't play outside without us, anything like that. But she says they like to wander a lot. Now, I'm wondering if that's why she brought the autism up. She wanted to have them be elopers, you know? But she said they like to wander a lot. I found that very interesting. And then the grandma said, you might want to demand more searchers. And Malia said, we have a big search team right now and more coming. They also want info about Cody, who's the biological father, because he doesn't see them. Biological father hasn't seen them in over a year. Okay. He is on house arrest, apparently. And he was interviewed. Daniel was interviewed for 4 hours. Daniel claims to have taken a polygraph and things went favorable for him. Shirley, this is exactly right. If Malia knew they like to wander a lot, why on green earth would you not get your behind out of bed when your kids are up and attend to them? Absolutely amen. Or put an alarm on the doors. Right? Oh, thank you, Bo. Oh, thank you. Okay, this is the last update, and I want to share it with the children. There's been no sighting of the kids. Now, what happened is they scaled back, I think, day 6. They felt like if the kids were in the woods, their survivability was, they were no longer with us, based on distance, weather, all the elements and everything, and their age. Okay. Then after they said they were scaling back, that weekend they went out searching again. Then they went out again on May 18th and 19th. And then they were out last weekend. Now, last weekend they focused on the pipeline trail because that's where they found a one boot print. One boot print. Now, my eyes, in my mind, in my opinion, I always want you to form your own because we can share different ideas. Sometimes I don't think of things and you don't, we share. 2 kids, 4 legs, 4 feet, 4 boots. I find it really hard that I find it improbable that there would be one print. Which guy, Town Chat? Which one? Because I have a theory. Real quick. Okay, in Nova Scotia, they're saying kids have been taken, right? Now, which man are you speaking of right there? Hold on 1 second. I want to get something for you. Hold on, I want to show you. No, it's not that one. Okay, here we go. I'm going to share this with you real quick. I'm going to share this one with you real quick, wherever I just got it. Hold on. Okay. Why is it not sharing this? Sorry, hold on. East Hants man charged with kidnapping after child grabbed. Let me see if this is the one nearby. Okay, hold on, because there was a couple of them. I had them sent to me. Hold on. Okay, it is. It's in Nova Scotia. Okay. So this is also in Nova Scotia. An East Hants, Nova Scotia man has been charged with 5 offenses. Let me get this comment out of the way. Great comment, by the way. Oh, on Mosher Road Mosher Road is where they found the remains in Nova Scotia, and they turned out to be Justin McDonald's. Yes, let me know what you mean, Town Chat, so I can address it. I'm sorry, I'm just not sure. Hi, Lisa's opinion. There was one that happened right in the same town. It was to a couple of kids, and he indecently exposed himself, but the kids got away. Is that the one where the dad came out and chased him away, Lisa? So there's also a situation where there were 2 kids playing outside right in Nova Scotia, in that same area. And someone tried to take his 2 kids out of the yard, and the dad came running out. So I want to share a theory just in case. So this guy, he's 5 offenses, including kidnapping, after a child was grabbed in Admiral Rock on Monday afternoon. The abduction was reported to police at 3:20 p.m. on Mosher Road. Oh, you're right. You're right, Town Chat. Oh, that's the same. Isn't that the same? That's the same road. Anyway, that's where the remains were found, wasn't it? Okay. Town Chat, you were right. This is the same one on Mosher Road. Great minds think alike. Okay, we got this. An abduction was reported 3 p.m. on Mosher Road, according to the Mounties news release. The Mountie said 2 children were riding their bicycles when a man standing at the end of a driveway flagged them down. The man, who police said did not know the children, allegedly grabbed one of the kids by the arm, entered a nearby home with the child, exposed himself, and uttered threats. The child screamed and ran out of the home to get help. The 2 children were not physically injured. Their ages were not released. A 34-year-old pervert from Admiral Rock has been charged. I added pervert to that for you all. A 34-year-old Admiral Rock man from Admiral Rock has been charged with kidnapping, invitation to sexual touching, assault, uttering threats, and indecent act. Admiral Rock is a small community about 40 kilometers southwest of Truro. My goodness. Okay. Whoa. There was another one right there. Halifax police charge man with child luring. Wow. Car stolen with child in the back seat. So anyway, here is my theory. If indeed, let's just say, because we don't know, if indeed the kids were taken by some of these perverts and creeps around that area who are trying to grab kids, right? Now, 2 is hard to grab, but that one father said someone tried to grab 2 of his kids and he chased the person off. And that was around there too. About a mile. Thank you, Teresa. No, they said it was not a kidnapping. They did not believe it was a kidnapping, which is the only criteria Jack and Lilly didn't meet for the Amber Alert, is that law enforcement did not think it was a kidnapping. Okay, but now we're seeing all these things go on. Okay, here's just my theory if it were a kidnapping, or if some of these perverts were out and grabbed them. Let's think about this. But trying to grab 2 is crazy, right? But that's and that's what I kept saying. Well, you know, how would 2 disappear? That's hard. How can 2 not be found? How can the scent stop for 2 children? How can there not be prints for 2 children or something dropped from 2 children, right? So listen to this. What if Lilly and Jack got up Friday morning and Daniel and Malia were in their room sleeping, as they said, and they heard the kids around 8:30. What if the kids got dressed? Daniel says he saw Lilly in a pink shirt running in and out of their room. What if the kids got dressed for school? And mom and Daniel were asleep, so they put their boots on. She grabbed her backpack, and they walked out of the house to the end of the driveway to wait for the school bus. And someone snatched them. Just a thought. Just a thought. My other thought is if they were playing in the backyard, the step grandma and the step uncle should have heard them, right? So, but that's a theory that I kind of have. Your family lives in New Glasgow. Wow. My family lives in New Glasgow. This whole situation is so sad. Do you live there, Lisa? I feel bad that Daniel is getting everything thrown at him and he's the only one there standing up for these children. Yes. Yes. But that's what I was thinking. Maybe they got dressed, you know, went out, tried to catch that bus, and something happened. Now, only one backpack. Daniel says she had her backpack. I don't know how he knows it unless it was just because it wasn't by the door or something. Oh, Nicey Marie adds on. The backpacks. The kids think to get to the driveway to go to school, get up, get dressed themselves to meet the bus, and someone picked them up to, I'll take you to school. Could be, Nicey Marie. Yes. Oh, you're in the province over. Okay. Newfoundland. Okay, thank you for sharing that. Yeah, I don't know. Dad's out there searching. Yes. And we are going to listen to Mom's interview after we are going to listen to Mom's interview again. I think I have it in here because I want us to look at that. But yes, stepdad. Now they are broken up and I don't think they're married. Hi, Michelle Scott. I don't believe they're married. They are broken up. They are not in contact. There is a liaison communicating between them. However, Daniel did come out over the weekend or over the last couple of days and asked people to please lay off Malia because she is grieving. So he's still being very protective of her. He said, please lay off. She is grieving. Okay. And we're going to listen to the last update because they did search last weekend around the home and the pipeline because they felt like that one boot print was something they might want to go back and look into. They're just trying to cover areas that they may have missed. Let's listen to this update.
It's been 1 month since 2 young children vanished without a trace in rural Nova Scotia. 6-year-old Lilly Sullivan and her 4-year-old brother Jack Sullivan were reported missing from their home in Lansdowne Station on May 2nd. This past weekend, ground search and rescue crews were brought back to the area. Nova Scotia RCMP said they returned to focus on specific spots around Gairloch Road and the nearby pipeline trail, where a boot print was found during the initial search.
The boot print was on the pipeline, which is why we're extending our search efforts down the pipeline. We don't know for sure it was from the children, but it's the only real thing we've had to go on thus far. So we're just kind of investigating that further.
Hansen said about 65 people were in the woods on Saturday and Sunday, and 3 drones were also deployed to help. RCMP said a total of 8.5 square kilometers has been grid searched, but as of Sunday afternoon, Hansen said there weren't any new finds, and the search was suspended again. Hansen said any decision to bring searchers back depends on the RCMP.
We're always willing to come back if new information comes up. So it's never done, and it's always an open investigation with the RCMP as well. So if they find something that leads us to a new direction, they'll call us back out again.
On Friday, the children's stepfather said their disappearance has taken a toll on him and his family.
Me and my family still go out sometimes and search, but everything's been searched that we can really dive into at this time. They have over 12,000 man-hours searched in the woods, and they're planning on doing more, which I'm really grateful for.
He and police are asking anyone with footage or information to come forward. Cassidy Chisholm, CBC News, Halifax.
Yes, that's right. 2 children, 4 feet, 1 boot, Michelle. Just doesn't mesh, does it? I agree, Shirley. I totally agree. I'm sure hopefully this is where Daniel's asking people to please stop attacking their mother online. He's trying to remain hopeful that the siblings will be found safe, and he's just asking that everyone stop with Malia. Oh, wait. Before we get to Seth and Sebastian, I thought I had Malia up here. Hold on. I want you to watch Malia again. Hold on. I had her pulled up here. I swear I did. There she is. Okay.
Possible. I want them home. I want to hold them.
Sorry, you guys.
Just staying as hopeful as possible. I want them home. I want to hold them. And I want them home. What happened was we woke up. I heard them playing.
This is credit. I forgot to give credit to Plunder. Let me go ahead and do my due diligence, because when people put work into things, you always want to give them credit, right? This is credit to Plunder. Wonderful channel. Okay. Thank you all for being so patient.
Playing in the next room beside us, and I was drifting in and out of sleep, and they're not the type of kids that we tell them not to go outside on their own.
Right.
We always make sure that we're out there with them.
Hold on, guys. I don't know why that. Okay, here. We're just going to go here. I thought they had the whole interview. Sorry, y'all. I had it. Oh, I do have it. I have it in a slideshow. But I wanted to I was hoping.
Just staying as hopeful as possible. I want them home. I want to hold them. And I want them home. What happened was we woke up. I heard them playing in the next room beside us. And I was drifting in and out of sleep. And they're not the type of kids that we tell them not to go outside on their own. We always make sure that we're out there with them, watching them. And they happen to just get out that sliding door, and we can't hear it when it opens. And they were outside playing, but we weren't aware of it at the time. And the next thing we knew, it was quiet. And we get up, and I tell him, my partner, Daniel, I tell him, do you hear the kids? And he says, no. And we get up instantly. We're looking outside. We're looking everywhere, yelling for them. And I instantly just call 911. I just had the instinct I needed to call. They're both really go-lucky children. They're so sweet. They talk to anyone. They'll talk your ear off. They will speak to anyone in a store. Everyone. They're just extremely sweet kids. I appreciate the huge search effort going on right now. But we've been pushing for an Amber Alert, which hasn't been issued. Not just that they could possibly be abducted, which it is a possibility that they could have been, but just an alert to let everyone know that they are missing. We had people text me saying that they weren't aware, someone else let them know that they were missing, and it would just be nice if everyone could be alerted. We thought maybe that we found tracks, but it's still uncertain. It's been raining and they're probably soaking wet, but with the sun today, I'm hopeful that they are feeling warm. We're all filled with pain and sorrow because we just want them found. We want them home. Everyone loves them. They are definitely verbal, and they do have possible autism, but it's not extreme autism. It's just they have issues with school.
I'm afraid that was introduced. That gives me a little fear that that was introduced to promote wandering, right? So just a little nervous about that autism comment.
And they don't catch up with the other kids. I just want to remain hopeful. But there's always, in a mother's mind, you're always thinking the worst. Last night was one of the worst nights because I didn't have them in their beds. And I don't want to go through that another night without them. Just staying as hopeful as possible. I want them home. I want to hold them.
And we are to Sebastian Rogers. Okay. We have a new FBI flyer that Seth has posted. If you are not a subscriber of Seth's channel, here it is. Seth R. Rogers, Sebastian's father. Please subscribe and you'll find some great videos of Sebastian there. Yes, please hit that thumbs up. Please do, please do. Okay. Open the new flyer for you. It's got lots of pictures that let me open it for you. Here it is. So, new FBI flyers for Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers. Making sure you could see it. Okay. So, we have all updated photos here. Look, February 26, 2024, Hendersonville, Sumner County. FBI is offering a reward of up to $50,000 for information leading to the whereabouts of Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers. So their reward has nothing to do with arrests. Rogers has ties to Clarksville, Tennessee. We're going to be talking about Clarksville in a minute. Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers was last seen on February 25th, 2024 in the area of Stafford Court in Hendersonville, Tennessee. He was wearing a black sweatshirt, black sweatpants, that still has not been fixed, and black square-frame glasses. Sebastian has medical conditions, including autism, that may impair his ability to return safely without assistance. Okay. Our dear, sweet Sebastian Rogers. He is 16 now. His birthday's December 7th, so he was 15 when he disappeared. He is now 16. Blonde or brown hair, brown or hazel eyes. Seth said his eyes change with his moods, and I get that. My child's do too. And also, remember, Sebastian might be bald right now. Remember, Summer's head was shaved. He could be bald. He could have long dreadlocks. He could have purple hair. He could have a beard. We have no idea. He could have colored contacts. We just don't know. Just don't know. But we are going to continue on because there's some things I want to show you. Now, I want to make sure you're seeing this. You're not. Okay. These are the things that have really upset me. When the world is looking for someone's child, And the stepfather, and to the person who sent these to me, thank you, posts things for attention to take away from Sebastian. And that's my opinion. But when you have a father, stepfather, he's not even a father. Chris Proudfoot is innocent. Get over it. That's all he cares about. Where is it about Sebastian on there? Help us find Sebastian. No. Now get this one. Listen to this from May 26th. Chris Proudfoot is innocent. Get over it. Eat your heart out. We are. Can you imagine? That just sickens me. Eat your heart out. We are. Now, mind you, there's Katie's hand, I think, having her drink. Mind you, Chris Proudfoot is innocent. Get over it. Nothing. Help us find Sebastian. No. Chris Proudfoot is innocent. Get over it. Eat your heart out. We are. Now, I'm sorry. If Craddock can't see suspect in there, there's a problem. Then this one says, the one to the right of it with the ribs says, Chris Proudfoot is innocent. Get over it. It's that time, in all caps. No idea what that means. He's odd, in my opinion. But I find it very insulting. Very insulting. I mean, how in the world could, there's Katie's hand. How in the world could she allow that up there when her child is missing? Eat your heart out. We are. Chris Proudfoot is innocent. Get over it. Instead of putting out there about their child. Oh, here's another one for you. Here you go. May 28th. It could be last May. It could be this May. Doesn't matter. Chris Proudfoot is innocent. Get over it, with his Bud Light and his beers. Lunch 30. Okay. Now, look at this one on the left. Someone had posted, I have faith that dog will find Sebastian, no doubt. Look what the stepfather put. Chris Proudfoot is innocent. Get over it. I am so over it already. Ugh. Can you imagine? Now, can you imagine? He's over it already. There's no grandchild gone. Right? It didn't go blank for me. Did it go blank for anyone else? Hi, enjoying life. Did it go blank for anyone else? Hi, Samar. Good to see you. Yeah, I'm so over it already. Ugh. And look at the heart. It's broken, by the way, like the tattoo. I think that's just absolutely disgusting. Absolutely disgusting. And the fact that she stays with that. Oh, it reloaded. Good. Yep. And Ford's Pond. Yep. They didn't even follow through. Do you know that Ford's Pond lead went to Hendersonville Criminal Investigations? I think it was June 27th. And I'm sure they forwarded it to Sumner, right? And by the time Dogs team got involved, when was that? September? No one had contacted the eyewitness. June, July, August, September, till Dogs team came in and made contact. I should say Seth's team came in and made contact. They did nothing. Seth drove to Bristol, Virginia a few weeks ago because there was a sighting, alleged sighting. We watched it. We looked at it. When he got there, now that tip went to Sumner County. When he got there, the police department had no idea who Sumner County was, Sebastian or anything, because Sumner County never followed up. But yet the father drove all the way there. and we see a sheriff like we just saw in Washington saying, we're out here, we're doing everything you guys expect of us, the family needs of us, and saying, yes, ma'ams, and we're here to answer questions, and we're going to be back, and talking to the community, lock your doors, look, keep your shades open, all these things for their safety. By the way, please know we are constantly surveilling all areas now, so you're safe. Okay? And this is what Sumner County puts a dad through.
I guess I know you've been. Well, talk to me a little bit. How long has it been?
It's hard to hear. Hi, Debbie. Now, this is from Seth's channel.
For people joining, now the story, what has happened so far in terms of police investigation? Off the bat, you had helicopters, there was, TBI was out there,
National Guard, there was ATVs, there were drones, everything for the first 8 days. And then for the rest of it, there's been somewhat communication with this department here. But I've also had conversations with them. Sheriff Craddock says he doesn't really care what his constituents think. He doesn't care what the public thinks. That's a problem when you're an elected official. My son's the one missing. I don't live in this county, and yet he's up there in his office over there, just chilling, enjoying his paycheck, while I'm sitting here trying to find my son. This weekend is International and National Missing Children's, and my son's still missing. And it seems that the lack of communication, the lack of doing their job, is leading to me believing that the case is going to go cold. I'm still getting tips in. There's still people saying that they're calling and putting in tips. But when I follow up on a tip, and the police departments at those locations haven't ever heard of Sumner County, or have never heard that my son, that tells me they're not doing their job. They're letting my son's case go cold, not me. I will be out here a year from now, 2 years from now, hopefully not that long. Hopefully my son is found. It'd be nice if his other parents were actually doing the same thing. But it all falls on my shoulders to ask people to help find my son. My son means something to me. People should be doing their job. If a child goes missing, you should be putting in the effort as if it was your child that went missing. These people aren't doing that. I'd like to see them actually do a press conference where they actually have my son's picture in the back. Because the last time they did a press conference, Sumner County and TBI, they didn't even have a picture of the missing child. Most press conferences, when it's about a missing child, at least they have the dignity to have a picture of the missing child in the background. So the people watching the news can know that this is the person they're looking for. And they don't even show that.
Would you like to see them kind of?
I just want to comment. This father doesn't have a mother who's helping him, has a stepdad allegedly working against him, has all these things going on, and I'm afraid for him. His health, the stress. He shouldn't have to have the stress on top of his missing child. It should be the confidence, just like Washington Sheriff we're watching, knowing he's there to do for the family. This is disgusting. I think everyone should share this video. Share it with someone high up, please. Whose mom? Whispering Winds. Are we talking a different case? Whose mom is? Okay, I'm going to continue it.
I would love to see them actually conducting more searches. I'd like to have some communication on the tips that have come in just with me, so that I know that when a tip comes in, I'm not following up on what the job they're supposed to do. But at this point in time, with their lack of, I don't know what you would consider unprofessionalism. I don't even know if a tip comes in, if I shouldn't track it down, because I don't know if they can do their job properly. Because so far they haven't. My son's been missing for 15 months, and they don't care. Their lack of communication with the public, their lack of communication with me, is all telling me that they don't care that my son is missing.
In the statement, they reached out to Craddock for a statement on that. He said, "We are working on things behind the scenes. We don't know that." Is that frustrating? They're kind of talking about it a little bit.
To me, I'm working on it behind the scenes. If you don't know what's going on, is a huge shield on I'm not doing anything because my pockets are just black.
Good for Seth for saying that. Good for Seth. Yeah, one working detective, he should have to submit to his taxpayers what he's doing with every 8-hour day he's there. Because I can tell you, I doubt he's putting in 8 hours for Sebastian. He should absolutely have to account for it. He's got one case.
This gentleman that got elected here, if this is what Sumner County wants to represent their law enforcement, then I am sorry for any child that goes missing in this county. They just had a missing child go missing out of Hendersonville PD. Don't know what the circumstances are, but Henderson found the child. Found the child yesterday. Like less than 24 hours from my understanding, the child was missing and the child was missing. I'm here 15 months. And they'd rather not answer their phone or even be at work. I'm tired of having to text Brandon Carter trying to get information because he's too much of a yellow-bellied coward to pick up the phone like a real person and communicate with the father of a missing child.
How do you, I guess, I know you've been speaking with other families too that have gone through similar situations or just activities like right now. But I guess, what do you kind of doing what advice would you help?
I continue to press out flyers. I continue to make sure that there's available information. People ask me, I answer what I can. Because I know that some I can't tell you. And I understand that. We're trying to make sure the case stays. But I'm trying to find my son. They're trying to solve the case. You can't go solve a case if you don't find my son. And, I've sent out an email to both the senators of the state of Tennessee. I've sent out an email to every representative.
Good for him.
Tennessee, and none of them want to respond to me. The only person that has responded was a representative from Marshall Blackburn, one of her case representatives, actually called me back, and I had to tell them what was going on. They didn't even know my son was missing. There's still people in the state of Tennessee that don't know how many children go missing every day. And people are just like, it's fine. They don't care. Well, you got to start caring somewhere. Because if they don't care, they're not going to do their job. And as constituents, people, we run this country, people. We are the ones that are supposed to care. If you don't care about your children, then why are you having them? And if you care about your children, please make sure you untie them during the day because they can find Osama bin Laden, but they can't find my son who's been missing for 15 months. How many other parents are out there that their children are missing? They don't even bother to do interviews because they don't care. Well, I care about my son. His name is Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers. And if you can't say his name, you've got problems. A parent demands answers. We demand answers because our heart is missing. I'm in the process of writing a law, and I'm going to need support to push this law into Congress. And it's a federal oversight law on places like CPS, DCS, the Amber Alert, taking it out of people's hands that don't care about the children, and getting actual agencies that do to take over the case. Because they won't relinquish it because they're too proud to understand that sometimes you have to ask for help. I ask for help every day. I ask people to pass out flyers. I ask people to remember my son's name. Keep his picture up. Keep your eyes open to see if you see him. And if you do see him, please call 911. And if you have my son, please understand that he is my world. I need him. I need him back with me. His son, if you can see this, if you can hear this, understand that I will not let you go back to that environment you came from. Over my dead body, should a child ever have to endure what happened in that house that he was in. And I am so sorry that I did not know what was going on. But I will do my best to bring you home and keep you safe from me.
Did he say safe from them or safe from him? Let's listen to that again.
Body, should a child ever have to endure what happened in that house that he was in. And I am so sorry that I did not know what was going on. But I will do my best to bring you home and keep you safe from me.
Talk a little bit about it. And I know you spoke before about this, but daily battle to have it. Getting out of bed, facing every day.
It's the same thing every day. You know, getting out of bed, the only reason I get out of bed is to try to find my son. That's it. It's the only thing that gets me out of bed at times. Just hoping that I got the right tip. I've been to Bristol, Virginia, to check up on the last tip. And people said that they called it in. They called it into Sumner County. Well, when I went up there and spoke to the police department, they had never heard from Sumner County. And they didn't know that my son was missing. So I gave them flyers, I gave them contact information for the FBI, for TBI. I've got text messages between me and Brandon Carter. That's all I have for the last 15, months. And those text messages, he states that he's the only detective on the case. And I've been stating from day one that we need more than just one set of eyes on this case. The last time I had a face-to-face meeting with him, and we went over videos, I pointed out things. He was like, well, I didn't notice that before. That's why you have to have more than one set of eyes on the information. It just goes to show that their motivation isn't doing their job or their civic duties. that oath to the Constitution, you take it, it's got to mean something to you. And I'm not saying that it means anything to me.
What is your message to police officers?
If you carry a shield and you don't want to do your job, you're the problem with it. You're the problem with the profession. You become law enforcement to serve the people. And my son's not being served by this one. Neither am I. To all the parents that are missing children out there, I'm praying with you every day that your child is home, that your child is found. I am praying every day that Sebastian Rogers is found and brought home. Everybody be blessed and stay safe. Hug your kids.
Hug your kids. How heartbreaking. How absolutely heartbreaking. So what I want to share with you first, we'll get to Craddock snuggle struggle in a second. What I'm going to share with you first is an arrest that was made with a Clarksville police officer today, or I think it was today. Oops, sorry. It was today. Okay, so I'm going to share this with you. So, a Clarksville police officer was arrested today and accused of abusing a 5-month-old baby. So they do arrest for abuse in Tennessee. That's what I got from that, and let's read it. TBI reports that agents began an investigation into allegations of child abuse involving Officer Isaac Barretto on Thursday. Now, I wonder why they haven't done an investigation into allegations of child abuse involving the step-parent of Sebastian Rogers. Okay. Clarksville, Tennessee. Tennessee Bureau of Investigation has announced an officer with the Clarksville Police Department has been arrested in connection with a child abuse case. So they do arrest. The TBI reports that agents began an investigation into allegations of child abuse involving Officer Isaac Barretto on Thursday. During the course of the investigation, agents determined Barretto was responsible for the injuries that resulted in the hospitalization of his 5-month-old baby. Barretto was arrested and charged on Friday and booked into the Montgomery County Jail on a $5,000 bond. The Clarksville Police Department released the following statement. We are committed to constitutional policing, ensuring that all actions we take uphold individual rights and freedoms and ensuring fair and impartial treatment of all. Clarksville Police Department conducted the initial investigation. But for the sake of transparency, the district attorney's office and TBI were brought in to conduct a thorough and independent investigation since it involved one of our officers. In accordance with departmental policy, we are fully cooperating with TBI as they continue to work on behalf of the district attorney. Any further inquiries should be directed to the TBI. So, we have a cop who's been arrested, yet we have a level of, what is it? Five CPS reports. Excuse me, guys. I was trying to do something while I talked. 5 CPS reports. 5. One may be from when Sebastian went missing. Now, if they do arrest for things like this, then 5K. Can you believe that? That means all he has to do is drop 500 and get out. So they're arresting for abuse. Now, I want to know why Craddock has not arrested anyone on behalf of Sebastian Rogers because there are records of abuse. Yes, they had hospital proof, so they had to do their job. But guess what? Sebastian has CPS proof. And see, here's what happens. When you have a sheriff who says, oh, rape is, R is such a strong word. I prefer snuggle struggle. So basically, if you're R'd in that county, in my opinion, it's minimized. You had a bad day. You guys snuggled wrong. Now, that mentality coming from the sheriff is what will increase crime and becomes very dangerous for victims. And that is my opinion. Right. Well, if anyone, Shirley, there is an Office of Professional Accountability with Sumner County. That is their internal affairs, like their internal affairs. We cannot make a complaint on behalf of Sebastian because it is not directly impacting us. It would be Seth. And I did get that information to Tony and to give to Seth. I sent it because Seth can file a complaint with Sumner County's Professional Responsibility Office. I think the guy's name's Riggs or something. And they will do an investigation into Mr. Craddock if need be. And I sent him all of that information. Because this right here is shocking that he wears a badge. Can you imagine if you were someone in his community who got R'd and read this statement, would you go in and report it? Okay. I have a document that I pulled from Tennessee because I am wanting, let me show you what I'm trying to get at here. I believe they should charge CP with CA. In Tennessee, a Class A misdemeanor is the most serious type of misdemeanor, carrying a maximum penalty of 11 months and 29 days in jail and or a fine of up to $2,500. Examples of Class A misdemeanors include assault, domestic assault, simple possession. It would be more because, in my opinion, because Sebastian is disabled or has a disability, okay? It is illegal to abuse a 15-year-old child in Tennessee. Illegal. So it is illegal to abuse a 15-year-old child in Tennessee. So there are reports with CPS. He should be behind bars. Now, I would like an answer as to why he's not. Tennessee law defines child abuse as knowingly treating a child under 18 years of age in a manner that inflicts injury. Ages 13 to 17. Well, Tennessee has a Romeo and Juliet exception. Oh, this is talking about consensual, excuse me. Abuse definition. Abuse includes a child suffering or being in immediate danger of suffering from wounds, injuries, disabilities, or physical or mental conditions caused by brutality, neglect, or other actions or inactions of a caregiver. This right here wraps KP into it too. Okay? Inaction of a caregiver. Inaction of a caregiver. So this abuse definition wraps KP in there. Neglect. Penalties. Abusing a child can be a Class A misdemeanor, carries a penalty of 11 months, 29 days of imprisonment. Aggravated child abuse can result in more serious felony charges. We'll cover that. Mandatory reporting. In Tennessee, everyone is a mandated reporter. Now, did you hear that? In Tennessee, it's not just teachers, it's not just doctors and nurses. Everyone in Tennessee is a mandated reporter, meaning they are required by law to report suspected child abuse or neglect. Failure to report suspected child abuse is a Class A misdemeanor. I believe Sumner County needs to charge CP with CA and also KP with CA because she is responsible for neglect and inaction of a caregiver to protect a child. When you have 4 reports, that's inaction of a caregiver, in my opinion. My opinion. Got that one. Okay. I think she should also be charged with insufficient supervision and aggravated neglect based on Tennessee law. Aggravated child neglect, which is called Haley's Law, and I'm sure it's after a child who has a horror story, right? Aggravated child neglect is generally a Class B felony. However, if the victim is 8 years of age or less, or is vulnerable due to a disability, the penalty is a Class A felony. Class A felonies in Tennessee are 15 to 60 years imprisonment and a maximum fine of $50,000. Insufficient supervision is negligently placing a child in imminent danger of death, bodily injury, or physical or mental impairment through an act or omission. Is a Class A misdemeanor. However, and that's where they say if the child is 8 years or less, it's a Class B felony. But like they said up here, it's 8 years or less or vulnerable due to a disability, and then it becomes a Class A felony, 15 to 60 years. If it's a B, it's 18 to 30, but Sebastian is vulnerable due to having autism and the water on the brain. So I think Sumner County Sheriff's Office can and should charge KP with CA because she falls under that definition with insufficient supervision and aggravated neglect. So there is absolutely no reason that high truth for us that he has not gone and knocked on that door and cuffed them both for their lack of care, well, we know, okay? Lack of caring for Sebastian properly. No reason Sumner County's not doing that. I'm very frustrated with it. Please keep writing your letters. Write to Craddock. Write above his head, write to your state because mayors from states are a network, governors from states are networks, and attorney generals, they all network. So let's please keep sending those letters. I have one on my community post if you want to use that one. Just change it up a bit if you feel like it. Okay? So another thing I'm just going to end with here, just so you know, I was trying yesterday, or when we had our friend from Oregon, who is coming back, by the way. I was telling you that there was a crane works in Portland, Oregon. Well, if you look at St. Jude's Children's Hospital, they use crane works. Okay? They use crane works. And crane works is located in Portland, Oregon. And I bring that up because of the sighting from our eyewitness in Portland, Oregon, or in Oregon. So there's another Oregon connection. Perhaps could he have been out there looking for a job with crane works? I mean, no. Here's what I'm saying, and I'm going to say it, and then we'll end. If that trip across the country, 37 driving hours, had been planned for the first, second, and third week of March, or whatever, Seth would have been notified because he would have had to care for Sebastian if they didn't take him, or Seth would have known because he would have lost a weekend or two of visitation and they would have had to switch around. But it was an impromptu trip shortly after her son went missing across the country. And she says in Nancy Grace, well, he could be anywhere. Well, I'm sure she's a smart cookie who knows he didn't make it across the country to the coast of Oregon within a week or two, but she did. Okay. So in my opinion, there's an agenda for why they were there, and we have to figure it out. We have to figure it out. Hi, Chemistry Queen. Oh, it's good to see you. Hi, Lady Roses. Yes, he can file civil suits, but Sumner County should be arresting for that. But yes, Seth can get in with his civil suits too, but he needs that support from Sumner County. They need to arrest. They don't need to arrest based on Sebastian yet. Just like with Quentin Simon's mother or Casey Anthony, they didn't know there was an M yet, but they arrested Casey immediately with her lies. Hi, Kiki. My post above. I'm sorry, I missed it. I'm sorry, hun. I hope Jay sees this. Sumner County has, yes, I've seen it. Sumner County has a Facebook page that several people complain about them in regards to Sebastian. I would encourage everyone to write on their page. I would as well. And please don't go on that page expecting to see Sebastian's story, face, or anything, because you won't. The only thing you'll do is if you click on open cases, you'll see that they can't solve missing people's cases. Okay, my opinion. One of them's even a cop's son went missing, found nugged, right? Still never solved that. So, but they need to make some arrests. Yeah, go leave a message on there. Oh, thank you, Chemistry Queen. We are always just glad when you get here. We are always glad to see you. I don't know. I have no idea. We don't know. Okay, their RV left their home, I think it was March 3rd or 4th, and returned like the 25th. So that's when they were, in my opinion, in Oregon, and that's when our eyewitness saw them. Okay, so what they were doing out there, in my opinion, was an agenda, because it was an unplanned trip shortly after Sebastian went missing. Now, what mom would go 37 hours away and say, well, look, he could be anywhere. Come on. Okay. But when Sutherland, Oregon sent the police report of the sighting to Hendersonville Criminal Investigations, which I'm sure was forwarded to Sumner County, no one ever contacted that eyewitness until Dog the Bounty Hunter came in. So months later, that eyewitness was contacted. So when you hear someone saying no stone unturned, there's stones unturned. Bristol, Virginia, alleged sighting. Seth jumped in the car, drove all the way there. The tip went to Sumner County. Sumner County never called the police. When Seth got there, they had no idea what he was talking about or who Sumner County was. An absolute travesty what is going on. If you are a local in Sumner County, stop paying his paycheck. Stop paying his paycheck. You have rights. You have rights. You have absolute rights, my friend. Okay? So that is, so there is a connection in Oregon here with the St. Jude's Project and Crane Works. There are lots of connections to Oregon. And what we're asking is if you all see any of the connections to Oregon, let us know. Right? My goodness, so many missing. So many missing. I agree. There needs to be a peaceful protest outside Craddock's office. I would be too. If I were a local, I'd be asking for his resignation. Yes, I would. But they can recall with 15% of the voters can turn in that petition to recall him. The only glitch is 2/3 of the vote has to be from county commission. And I'm sure they're as dirty too, because some of them were at the command post and they're allowing Craddock to say they got nothing. They know nothing. And they saw the footage. They saw the footage where the sedan pulled up. They saw flashlights in the backyard. Okay. But yet they're allowing him to do this. So there's a lot of people whose heads will roll once, if anyone ever decides to investigate, because people know who was at the command post. People know. And people know what they were looking at. People know what they were told by some of the people, what they overheard. And it wasn't that. They have no idea, there's nothing. That wasn't it. So we need transparency. Hi, Cacti Collector. Did you guys lose me? Can you hear me? Let me make sure you all can hear me. Okay, you can still hear me? Jenny, you can't hear me? Huh. Oh, Michelle, you can hear me. Okay. Okay. So Travis Decker, he's dangerous. On the run after unaliving his 3 daughters, Peyton, Olivia, and Evelyn. On the run, he is a survivalist, kind of like, it reminds me a little bit of Brian Laundrie. Okay, that whole thing. They're out searching the national forest and the woods for him. Kind of, and he's a survivalist, kind of like Brian thought of himself, right? So but I don't know. I don't know if a lot of people feel he unalived himself. And, but the premeditation shows after we see the 26th, he was Googling how to move to Canada and find jobs in Canada. So they're watching that border. So yeah, and then we have Lilly and Jack. There was someone in the area grabbed a child, took him in the house, exposed themselves. The kid ran out screaming. There's things going on. So we're going to keep an eye out there. Yes, it's sus with mom not talking and the stepdad's out there only, but let's just see what's going to come down of it. Let's see what's going to come down of it, because there have been a lot of close snatching of kids in Nova Scotia in the last week or two. So I don't know, Cacti Collector, because everyone else can hear me. I'm not sure. Do you have your sound up? There, I put that up for her. And then we, of course, have Sebastian Rogers, who his father needs help. Go sign Seth's petition, please, on change.org. I don't have the link with me right now. I'm sorry. Change.org. He is asking for a higher agency to come up. Craddock, unlike the Washington people who called immediately for this manhunt, the U.S. Marshals, Craddock has not called to help look for Sebastian. I don't know if it's ego. I don't know what it is. Hi, Ocean Joy. But thank you so much. It's been a really fun day. We did the Valo trial together. Then this live, and I appreciate spending time with all of you. I really, really do. I hope so, Teresa. I hope you're right. Someone will eventually talk. I hope so. But thank you so much. Tomorrow's our family reunion, 1 p.m. Eastern, and I'm going to probably try and get on before that. And we're going to maybe do a little something in Unplugged. We'll be in Unplugged, take a deep breath and think about all these missing people and take a breath together and take care of our mental health. How about that? That's if I wake up in time. But for sure, 1 p.m. Eastern is our members live, Unplugged, if I get up in time to do an Unplugged. Thank you so much. Hit that thumbs up on your way out. There are 6 children that we talked about today. 3 lost their lives. 2 have been missing for over a month. And 1 has been missing. We're going into the 16th month. Thank you, Jenny, for dropping the change.org petition. Prayers up for all. For Whitney Decker, the mother who lost 3 children. Prayers up. And thank you all. Thank you all for absolutely everything Talk soon. See you tomorrow. Keep keeping on, friends.